How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we come together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build that positive mindset. My name is Henry, and I'm so thankful to have each and every one of you here today because in this episode, we're going to talk about how to carry yourself into the positive energy. If you want to know the positive mindset, that positive perspective that you can apply to change your life, this is going to be the episode for you. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down. Zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So pick a word. It could be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, you're going to say that word over and over and over again. Really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. Well, we're going to do another deep breath. This one's about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so that we can receive the message that we need to hear to get us in that positive perspective. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It could have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine it. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. Well, before we get started, if there's something that resonates with you in this episode, if you're on Spotify or YouTube, you can actually leave a comment below. Not only does that help me know what it is that you took away from the episode, but somebody else might read your comment and it might inspire them to give this episode a listen. I want to make this the #1 mindset podcast in the world, and the best way to do that would be together. So whether you leave a comment or share it with somebody, it means the world to me, and I can never thank you enough. But let's dive into today's episode. So we're going to walk through a mental exercise. We're going to really shift our perspective here because I'm going to give you the opportunity to see the highest form of you and then your current form so that you can see what can change, how great you can become, how powerful you are. All of it is visible to you when we do this perspective. So right now, just imagine whether you're sitting there, driving, or you're standing, going for a walk, laying in bed, wherever you're at, imagine that there was a duplicate you that was created right next to you. At this very moment, this is the same age, they've had the same previous experiences. It is you divided into two, you and them. And from this point on, you will go down your path, continue to do the same cycle that you've been in, the ups, the downs, the struggles, the wins. You will continue that for the next 5 years. This other version of you is going to take a different timeline. This version of you never quits, never gave up on themselves, always continued to choose their highest self every single day. They did the mental work. They built the positive mindset. They got into the health, the physical shape that you desire. They achieved the wealth, the business, the career, the experience, all of the things that you desire. This version of you never wavered, never quit, never stopped, always believed in themselves. So the months go by, the years go by, and before you know it, 5 years have passed. It's you and you facing each other. You're coming together to have a conversation. It's been 5 years in the making, this moment. You are going to experience this exercise as you, the one that didn't change, the one that stayed the same, the one that didn't change frequencies. And then you're going to talk to the other version of you, the one that leveled themselves up, that reached the highest frequency that they possibly could. And you're going to have a conversation. So we're going to close our eyes, we're going to take a deep breath and ask that version of yourself what you want to ask. What does it feel like? How does it feel to know that you accomplished these things, that you didn't give up, that you achieved it, that you won, that you become the version of you that you're meant to become? Whatever questions resonate with you, ask that version of you and allow that version of you to respond. So we're going to take a deep breath in, and as we're holding our breath, Go to this room, go to this place and ask the questions. Once we exhale, come back to this moment. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. Now, as you stay in this moment, look at yourself. Really show gratitude for the version of you that version became. If you have more questions, ask them. Ask them. Look in their eyes. What seems so different? Now we're going to take another deep breath. And in this one, we're going to breathe in and we're going to switch sides. So as we hold our breath, you become the version that did everything they said they would do, that raised their frequency. And now you're going to have the conversation with yourself that didn't change, that stayed in the same patterns, that didn't raise their frequency. And so as your higher form, ask your lower form what it's like. Why did you stay that way? Are you okay? Whatever questions come to mind, ask current you with love, understanding, and patience. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. Allow this moment to exist. You can come back to this moment anytime. In fact, this is a meditation that I just started, that I'm just doing, and I really enjoy it. I like seeing this higher version of me. It's not the better version of you. It's just a version that followed the path, that became what you were desired to be, that followed the calling. That's that version. That was truly the rising tide. That's the version. Have those conversations. Know that you can be that. It's a choice. This version of you had the same background, had the same limitations, the same beliefs, all the things that you believe are stopping you, that version had too. The only difference is when it came down to the choice that we're faced every single day, that version did it anyway. It went to the gym when it didn't want to. It ate the right food when it didn't want to. It kept the proper mindset even when it didn't want to. It continued to develop. It continued to grow. It continued to heal. That's all that version did. Yet our current version stayed in the cycle, stayed with the limitations, stayed in defeat, stayed as a victim. Not better, not worse, different experiences. Come back to this moment. What did you see when you faced the version of you that didn't give up? What did you see when you faced the version of you that was in its healing mode, was in its prosperity mode, was in its abundance mode? What did you see? What did you feel? And then when you flipped it and you were on the other side, you were the healed one. You were the uplifted one. You were the one that grew. What did you see in the you that stayed the same? That didn't make it past the obstacles, that couldn't practice the mindset, that didn't treat the body with love and respect? How did you feel seeing that? What did you think seeing that? And most importantly, what do you want to do going forward? Which version of you are you going to choose to be? You see, it's not one simple choice. You're going to have to choose every single day. It takes a long time to change the frequency, to change your beliefs, to change as you receive, because you're breaking old habits. You're breaking old barriers. You're stopping the resistance. It takes some time. So are you willing to commit to that version of you? Was it inspiring enough seeing that version of you to know that, you know what, today is the day. This moment is the moment. I'm never going back. I'm going to commit every single moment. I'm going to do the work as gratitude because I love what I saw. I love what I can become. I hope that's the feeling you have. I hope that's what you're sitting with right now, knowing that there's something amazing you can become. Everything in your past, everything up to this moment has set you up to have this amazing chapter ahead, to become this powerful person, to help and heal so many people. That's what your life purpose is. That's what the path has been taking you. That's why you're listening to this episode. You know it. I know it. We're on the same journey, taking different paths. So let's choose our high frequency and become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and gave you a positive perspective on what you can do to shift your mindset. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook group all down below. So I appreciate all the follows there. And if you're ready to level up, if this type of work, if this type of episode helps you with your perspective, this is what I do. This is what the mindset coaching is about. It's about changing your perspective. It's about changing your frequency so that you can see the path forward. This is what I do with my one-on-one clients. We meet every single week and go through techniques like this, really challenging your current perspective so that you can shift. I also have the group Freedom Fundamentals. It's a group with people. So if you want that community, if you want to work on your mindset, if you want to work on your wealth, that's what this is. Health, wealth, and happiness. It's with my partner, Eric McAvoy. We talk about real estate. We talk about mindset. There's 2 calls every single week. You are more than welcome to join that as well. If you want information on either program, you can reach out to me via Instagram, or there's a link down below. If you fill that out, I will get back to you as soon as possible. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.